live? Are we live? Oh. This breaking news, as it's being reported around town, yes, it seems to be that we have some live visual reports coming in, and we're going to cut to those. I want to warn you, the following footage might be shocking. Stranger Things was announced. Yay! Yeah, I'll save that for a little bit later in the video. What is up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to the very first Halloween Horror Nights announcement has been made. By now, you probably have heard the details, so I won't bore you with that kind of video. There's plenty of other videos if you want to see some of the news and information out there. I'm a little late to the bunch, so bear with me on this one. Not HHN, bear with me. You get it. So it was announced today, to nobody's surprise, that Halloween Horror Nights announced that Stranger Things will be coming back. But it was a bit surprising in there. Not that we got Stranger Things back, but the way they did things for this year. It's going to feature Season 2 and Season 3, which hasn't premiered yet. Premieres July 4th on Netflix. Not a plug, I wish. As opposed to how they did and how most people thought they were probably going to do Season 2 and then do Season 3 next year. They're doing Season 2, Season 3. And I think that is very interesting. Now, if we look back at Halloween Horror Nights just a few years ago, they had a big property, a big TV property, and not The Walking Dead. They had American Horror Story. And the way they did that show is history is repeating. And I always say that with Halloween Horror Nights. History always repeats itself in very, very close ways. You got to pay attention to the past of Horror Nights. So the way they did with American Horror Story, and they just did 2 years of that. They did a couple of the seasons, and they didn't do some of the other seasons. They just stopped with the show. And I'm really thinking that's how they're going to do with this one. We're getting 2 and we're getting 3. And I don't think we're going to get a Season 4 of Netflix, Stranger Things, for at least another 1.5 years or 2 years down the road. And then I think that is the final season for the show. If I'm correct, I think it's the final season. Then they'll come back. It'll probably be Halloween Horror Nights 31 is when they'll probably have it come back if it's another season. And so with Netflix, I do believe they're going to keep this partnership with Universal Studios. I think there's another property that most people are wanting them to get, The Haunting of Hill House, which I believe they have renewed that for a second season. And I do believe we could easily see that come to next year's Halloween Horror Nights as season 1 and maybe season 2 type of thing. We also have The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which a lot of people are speculating could come to Horror Nights at some point. So we could easily see something like Netflix's Bird Box or some type of future horror title come to Halloween Horror Nights at some point. So that's just the bit of interesting news so far. There's nothing really, announced. We're going to see Dimma Dogs. We're going to see Chief Hopper's Cabin, the Starcourt Mall they mentioned. We can see that the artwork shows the sort of the pumpkin field. We see the giant creatures. Hopefully we'll see a bit of that in the house, or maybe some kind of projection type technology with that. That would be kind of interesting. We know we're going to travel through season 2 and season 3, and there's quite a jump. And season 3 seems to have a lot more going into it as far as the scares and new creatures. So that part of the house should be a little more interesting than season 2. And now that that's over, I'll explain how I felt about this announcement. I wasn't really, it's not that I wasn't pleased. Any Halloween Horror Night announcement, I'm happy because it's announcement. This one, I have zero hype for. I didn't go last year, so I have no reference, nothing to kind of pull from an experience of maybe liking it last year and seeing them do better or anything. Like, it's just brand new to me. And I'm already not the biggest fan of the show. I think it's an okay show, but I'm not a diehard fan like most of the people out there, who are like losing their minds over this announcement. So for me, it's just another house. I hope it will be good, but if it's not, I have 9 other houses to explore and to enjoy as opposed to this one, or getting hung up on this one. And so I asked you all on my Instagram story, which if you haven't already, you can follow me over at Zombie CT, not from Connecticut. And I asked you all to tell me, I have to look at the story again, what makes you the most excited for this house? And boy, did you all comment. Wow. Thank you all to everybody that comments. Thank you guys. Without you guys, I probably wouldn't ever care to post anything. So I'm going to fly through these very, very quickly because we have quite a bit of responses. So artist Alex says, not really anything. I'm just a fan. Think it's kind of average. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. The Strange Celis, excuse me if I'm getting the name wrong. I'm just excited we got an announcement and ready for them to roll in. Me too. HHN Dog. What's up, HHN Dog? The Demi Dog Puppets. Yeah, that could be very interesting. I agree with that. Hopefully, Stellar V91 says, hopefully this house will eat up most of the crowd so I can enjoy shorter wait time elsewhere. I don't know. Based upon what a lot of people said last year, is that it just brought more people to the event, which made the event even more busy or busier. So in some ways it helps, in some ways it doesn't. And Andy Williams, hi. He says, I did the unmasking tour and saw this one with the lights on last year. So amazing. Andy Williams says again, last year it was such an extensive and detailed house. Can't wait for this year. Demi Dogs, the return to Hawkins Lab, the Star Court Mall. I can't wait to experience it. Tyler Freitas, again, forgive me if I'm announcing some of these a little bit wrong. Forgive me. Tyler says the fact that we will see season 3 as well. Yes, that was pretty much a surprise. And we have Michael MR623 says the portal scene from the end of season 2. Now, I don't remember too much from season 2. I remember like the new girl. I remember like the little slug creature. I remember them dressing up, I think Ghostbusters outfits, and I remember the inn. So hopefully they can kind of do that ending scene with the giant creature thing, world thing. I don't know what you call it. I guess the portal thing. Hopefully they could replicate that. And Gaga0447 says, not much. It's not scary. Brings in too many people. Last year looked cool, but no scares. And that seems to be the equivalent to what I heard a lot of people say about that house. Is that it was cool looking, but it wasn't really scary. And then when you kind of walked away, it was just an okay house, but you wouldn't go back into it because the lines were like ginormous. So yeah. That has been it for the very first house announcement. Stay tuned. I am sure there is more on the way. How did you feel about this announcement? I'm pretty sure you are excited, ecstatic. Leave it down in the comments section. Let me know. What are you looking forward to the most in this house? As well as leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Lets me know that you enjoy the content that I create for this channel. Thank you guys, and especially if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, ZombieCT. Check out the podcast, we have that going on, and I'll probably do a little bit more with this announcement over there on the podcast. So check that out, and that's it. Hopefully you have a good day. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.